Hey, ever heard of the Guinness Book of Records? If so, have you ever picked up one of those books and read it? There's a lot of wacky and peculiar ways people have got themselves into the book, hairiest woman, loudest burp, and all that's in between. I myself have taken part in an attempt at a world record, which not a lot of us can say. One momentary world record that I stumbled across was the largest ever mass balloon release, or as it's popularly known, Balloonfest 1986, which ended on a bit of a sour note, shall I say. So let's talk about it. It's 1986, in Cleveland, Ohio. The United Way charity in the city is organizing a fundraiser, a fun little event that was all about balloons. They had the idea of releasing a world record number of balloons at the same time, in an effort to beat the previous record held by Disney World for their 30th anniversary. The whole event took 6 months to plan and prepare. They aimed for 2 million balloons to be released, but only pumped up around 1.4 million balloons. The plan was for the balloons to be stored in a 3-story high structure that the balloons would be blown up in. On the day that the event would take place, as much as 2,500 volunteers to help pump the balloons, spending hours just pumping and dumping. Then the time had come, 1.4 million balloons getting ready to spread their latex and fly high. But, the time for the balloons to be released got moved forward, due to an incoming rainstorm, instead of, just postponing the whole thing. But they were already neck deep in this latex litter, and they weren't gonna just end it there. So as I said, they released them early, despite the weather warnings. At first, hundreds of thousands of balloons lit up the surrounding area, projecting a luminous rainbow virtue of red, yellow, and the other colors of the rainbow. Even the city destroyed the previous world record, with 1,429,643 balloons being released simultaneously. Everybody was celebrating, and they all returned home as everything went planned, and it even gave the whole city residents obligatory bragging rights. Nah, I'm just pulling your leg. If you're new around here, you should know that whatever stories I tell here don't go well, but the bragging rights part is most definitely true.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but I took part in the world record for releasing a load of balloons at the same time. What have you done with your life?
Well, I run a successful business and have a loving wife with 2 children.
Yeah, but that's not quite world record setting though, is it?
While everyone was enjoying the celebration, the rain was coming, and as soon as it came, it brought the celebrations to a grinding halt. With the combination of the rain and the cool air, the helium-filled balloons would not fly up to the atmosphere before deflating and landing hundreds of miles away to be someone else's problem. Instead they stayed close to the ground and didn't really stay in the air. And this brought disaster to the city and surrounding areas. To begin, the Burke Lakefront Airport had to close down a runway, because balloons were landing on one of the runways. Many car crashes occurred from drivers were both swerving to avoid the balloons and becoming distracted by the overhead spectacle. The northeast region of Ohio had balloon pollution. By that I mean balloons were just everywhere, on land, on water, just everywhere. Multiple horses were reportedly spooked by the balloons, somehow causing them permanent injuries, which the owner of the horses was furious about, and sued the United Way of Cleveland for $100,000. The balloons were the indirect cause of 2 deaths. In the Great Lake Erie, 2 fishermen were reported missing on the same day as the event. The Coast Guards who were out searching stated it was like traveling through an asteroid field, due to the sheer density of balloons in the air and in the water, making it almost impossible to find the fishermen. Unfortunately, the search had to be called off, and the bodies were soon washed ashore. One of the fishermen's wives would also sue the United Way of Cleveland and the company that helped organize the event for a reasonable $3.2 million. For the coming days, balloons were even ending up in Canada. While the city did break the world record for the most amount of balloon releases, it would become the last city to do so, as Guinness from then on decided that environmentally damaging world records that damage the environment are a big no-no rule for everybody. And finally, after everything died down, once the lawsuits were settled and damages repaired by the United Way, they got a net loss from the whole thing. So to sum up the total damages, a closed down airport runway, several traffic accidents, spooked horses, Landscape absolutely trashed, 2 indirect deaths, 2 separate lawsuits, a net loss, and a complete end to the balloon releasing category in the Guinness Book of Records. Way to go and ruin the fun, Cleveland. Anyway, that's all for today. Stick around for more, and thanks for watching.